Season 6 is just about halfway through production, a little bit over halfway now through production. They've got 86 days, and today we're looking at days 46 through 50-ish, something like that. So we'll look at it today. There's a lot of little Easter eggs in here, including some fun stuff that we didn't mention last week, which we'll start with right here. Oops, wrong button. Here we go. Now in this section here, we showed this picture last week, which is from Vanessa Benavente, as she was sharing just part of her journey through Italy and all those pictures there. But what we didn't mention is the comment right here from Shahar Isaac, which of course is the person who plays Peter. He says, this takes me back, that 10-minute climb up the hill. Am I right, squad? And he tags some different people that were there during the week that we know that were there, including Martha and Mary Magdalene and Eden and Mary the mother, right? And Dallas says, Shahar Isaac, thanks for suffering with us. Now, this either means that Peter is there shooting with them, or Shahar himself just happened to be there in order to film with them for a few days, maybe to see what they're doing, because it's such a momentous occasion. So I can't quite tell if Peter is going to be in any of these scenes. We know that Peter is not at the cross, so it could be that Peter saw portions of the Via Dolorosa, which were filmed also in Italy. So it's hard to say why he is commenting on this. I'm not 100% sure. But most likely, my guess would be that we're going to see Peter as part of the Via Dolorosa, but not at the crucifixion itself. That would be kind of weird, as he's not going to be there in scripture. So anyway, that's what we see there to start us off for the day. Then, as we can see by all this BTS, there's a lot going on for The Chosen Season 6. And trust me, there's a lot more that they're not showing us or that they're not talking about, because they want it to be a surprise for those that are fans of the show. Now, the people that are behind this, that are funding this, is Come and See. As we've been talking about for several weeks now, this is the company, the nonprofit, that helps to fund The Chosen so that they can actually do these things on a reasonable timeline. We really want The Chosen every single year, right? And while things are getting more complicated and the timeline is spreading out a little bit, well, the only reason why that's even happening now is because of Come and See, because they help to fund The Chosen. They sign off on particular budgets and make it possible for the show to even exist in the first place. Now, for The Chosen Season 6, there's a huge finale. If you haven't heard about it yet, there's a massive movie that's going to take place in 2027 around Easter. This is the crucifixion. This is the major storyline of Season 6, and it's going to be the final 2 episodes, but in a feature-length movie. In order for this to exist, it is a very large budget. Dallas Jenkins went to Come and See and asked them for something a little bit extra. Instead of a normal budget for these last 2 episodes in this feature-length movie of $15 to $20 million, they're going to be upping it to $30 million so that they can do some special things within this movie. Now, that means that we're really going to need your help to fundraise the rest of the money needed in order to fully fund Season 6. Obviously, the community has done an amazing job so far, raising $16 million already, and so all we need left is $14 million to finish out this gigantic project. This is something unlike anything we've ever seen before, and honestly, it's just mind-blowing to me what The Chosen has been able to accomplish. As we finish out Season 6, then we can get into Season 7 with the resurrection, and man, I can't wait for that. So in order to see Season 6 become a reality and going to Season 7 and see that become a reality, we need to finish funding for this big finale. Now, you can donate by clicking the link down in my description down below, or by scanning this QR code right here. Doesn't matter how much you give, just that you do give. And I'd really love to see you guys be a part of what we're doing here, be a part of the Chosen family and see it come to fruition, so that you'll forever know that you had a hand in making this reality. Anyway, thanks for all that have donated so far, and let's get back to the video. Then we'll jump into day 46, where they're doing some different practicing for this scene here. We see Andrew, we see Big James. Also, we finally get some more days of Matthew. Matthew has only had 2 days of filming up to this point. Now he's going to be there more often now, but he's really only been there for a couple of days, including this day here. And so it's good to see him again.
Don't have enough place.
We see little James over there. We see Philip. we see Nathaniel, and we see Matthew, as well as Simon the Zealot.
Some water.
Now he says, at least drink some water. We also see here Philip carrying some sort of cup or something that he puts down on the table. And we see that there. Another thing we see is that The Chosen, of course, is released internationally in a lot of different locations, including Brazil, where it is the #1 on Amazon. At least at this moment it was, which is very, very cool. So #1 in Brazil in 24 hours. So very cool. Next, we see Nina, who plays Mary Salome. So she is on set getting ready to film some stuff. Of course, she's pretty predominant during the crucifixion scenes as well. So, of course, we're going to see her there. Here is Adam Drake as he's looking over the shoulder of Sam Jenkins, who is taking over his spot while Adam is trying not to sweat here. Now here we've got Thomas, it looks like, in this cloak that we've seen him in before, and he's knocking on this because it's out of frame. Obviously, he's not going to knock on this like this in the show, but he's knocking on this as if it were a door so that he can be let into Phoebe's house, it looks like.
Let me in. We're worried, sick.
And so we see here Thaddeus and Andrew are welcoming him into the door. And that's all we get from that scene right there. We got day 46. We got a bunch of people in the background here, a bunch of props and different things behind the scenes. Nothing crazy special there. We've got, of course, some more rain, as there always is for The Chosen in Texas somehow. And then here we've got Paris telling us it's day 2 of Matthew days. He says it feels like day 1, though, because he hasn't been here for a while. He started at the beginning of the season. He had 1 day of filming, and then now he's back with another day of filming. So he hasn't been on for very long here. Now we've got 2 separate angles of this scene here, so we'll splice them together for you. Here's day 47 as they begin to film, and we got a moment with, again, those apostles in this shot here.
And action.
See, I'm just asking you to wait and pray for at least an hour before acting on a rash impulse. Everything is happening too fast right now.
And in this hour, if the women are taken, then what will you say to me?
So he says, at least pray for an hour. And then Simon Z says, well, within this hour, what if the women are taken and there's different things that happen? He's like, we got to be ready, basically. We have to take action. Now, again, we can corroborate that we see Thomas here as well as we saw him in the previous scene as he comes into Phoebe's house. We also see Thaddeus and then Matthew here and Andrew, of course, as the main parts of the scene.
For at least an hour before acting on the rash impulse. Everything is happening too fast right now.
And in this hour, if they take the women, then what will you say?
Yeah, if they take the women, then what will you say?
This is not a time to be calm and meditative.
This is not a time to be calm. So he's saying basically they need to take action. They need to do something here. They can't just sit around. Where are the women? Well, they are going to follow Jesus basically throughout the entire process, right? They follow him into him being beaten. They follow him into the crucifixion. They follow him everywhere. And so they're worried about the women here as they're separate from the men, essentially. And the men can't really go anywhere because they're afraid that they're going to be crucified as well for being associated with Jesus. So again, where Jesus talks about in the Last Supper that he's going to be denied by all of them, that's what he means. He's serious about that for sure. Here we got Sam Jenkins writing my love letters to ask it's all about the Benjamins and Willie Molina to come back to The Chosen. He's talking about the Brosen here, of course, some of his other Brosen castmates there who are no longer part of what The Chosen is doing currently. And so he's asking them to come back to work on The Chosen. Joking, obviously. Then we see Thaddeus here, of course, Giovanni Cairo. He says it feels great to be back. And then again in Brazil there, we have The Chosen #1. Obrigado. We got day 50 or 48 here as we come into a different setting. We've got Matthias coming back into the fold here. Now they are in what looks to be Nicodemus's study is what I would guess here, as they are in Nicodemus's home and they're beginning to go through some different things. My guess is that we're going to see Nicodemus here as well, which we have more evidence of later, but we also see here, of course, the Watcher himself, Matthias.
Beautiful. You never.
And here is some more evidence that we're going to see Nicodemus, day 48 here being shown, and they just want to show off the set here. This is Nicodemus's office. We've seen him here before. This is where the big reveal happened in season 5. Here we got some people going around as they're ending the day of day 48 of 86. Now here, this is a little bit of an injury that Dallas got on set. It looks pretty bad. It looks way worse than he says that it is. But he says, the sacrifices I make for my art hit my head on set today. This is pretty rough. I mean, obviously a cut to your head that large is pretty... it hurts pretty bad. I'll kind of get off that image for you there. He says getting stitches on set. So, everybody started to freak out when this happened. When he posted this on Instagram, everybody was like really worried about him, like sending prayers and like saying, is he going to be okay? Is everything going to be all right for set? Blah, blah, blah. Is he going to be able to film? Really, really freaking out. So he put out another video kind of clarifying where he was at.
All right. The quick update. I appreciate all the prayers. I appreciate the concern.
You can see on his forehead, like you can see all this hair is red right here. Just obviously he had a lot of blood coming out because it's a head injury. Pretty intense stuff there.
But I've been seeing some comments of people like really concerned. It's not that big of a deal. I was sending off a voice note, and as I was clicking send on the voice note, I just walked directly into a big machine and just drilled myself, went flat on my back. And but didn't see stars, didn't black out, no concussive symptoms, so I was fine. And then I stood up and started feeling something trickling down. I looked down on the ground, there's blood dropping. I'm like, uh-oh. So the head bleeds quite a bit. So we kept working, and I just said, if there's a doctor we can bring to get me stitched up, because our medic said you need stitches. So doctor showed up and gave me stitches in between one of our shots, and I'm fine. I will be fine, I promise. Just didn't want to lose too much hair for my daughter's wedding coming up. So thank you for your prayers, but I promise I'm good, and the work continues. So appreciate you.
Yep, classic Dallas. He has many times sent me 10 to 15 minute voice notes, so I totally understand what he's talking about there. Me and Adam Drake joke about this all the time, because now Adam is in the habit of doing it too, where he just will send off like a 10 or 15 minute voice note to someone because he doesn't want to text them a long text. But don't do this, people. This is this is bad etiquette. Okay, you need to tell me what you need to tell me efficiently. Okay, I don't have 10 minutes to sit down and listen to a voice note. Anyways, no, it's actually fine, Dallas. Keep on sending me voice notes. It's fine. But this is very much Dallas for sure.
Shimon has proposed husbands who go to war or trade at sea like that.
All right, let's go back to that real quick. This was a little bit of a sneak peek to what looks like a new character, a character we have not really seen before. Who could this be? There's a couple of different options. Let's listen to what she says one more time. I know it's low here. The audio is a bit low, but we'll try to hear it one more time.
Shimon has proposed husbands who go to war or trade at sea like that.
Okay, so she says something in the beginning, but then she says Shimon has proposed that husbands who go to war or trade at sea, something. Okay, so she's talking about some sort of oral tradition that Shimon has proposed, essentially, for them to follow. So does that mean that she is Shimon's wife? It's possible, right? I don't really know. Someone sitting over here, possibly this could be Nicodemus's wife. This looks to be the same room that we were looking at previously with some of the other things happening, but really it could be a lot of different things. This could be Shimon's wife. It could be, it's not Caiaphas's wife because we've met her. Could be Shammai's wife, I guess. could be, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of who you think this could be. My best guess is that this is Shimon's wife, which seems like a weird character to add, but is interesting overall. She's obviously some sort of religious wife that's connected to the leaders of the Pharisees, etc., etc. But I really don't know. Let me know who you think this is as we look at this new character there. Now, in day 49, we see again Nicodemus's study. This is clearly the study that we saw in season 5 with all of the notes all connected together and all the different things. This is clearly Nicodemus's study here, like we've seen previously. So a repeat of that there. Then here we go to day 50, more of an outdoor set this day.
Here we go off axis, and then here's that top up on axis. All right.
Now we've got some sort of cart here filled with some different things. This, if they're shooting with Nicodemus, I could definitely see this being all the incense and all the different things needed for Jesus's burial. That I could definitely see. Someone is proposing that it could be Anas's wife. And the only thing I have with that is like, wouldn't she be much older? I don't know. She's supposed to be the mother-in-law of Caiaphas. So could it be Anas's wife? Maybe. I would assume that she would be much older though, because Caiaphas is very old and his wife is not super old, but she seemed definitely older than like Mary Magdalene, for example. Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. It could be Anas's wife, I guess. My guess would still be probably Shimon's wife or something like that. Could be Zebediah's wife, could be Ozem's wife, maybe Zebediah's wife, because Zebediah's wife is mentioned previously in episode 6 of season 5. So could be Zebediah's wife, as they talked about having like a double date. Yeah. But here, I definitely think we could see the incense and different things needed for burial for Jesus being in this cart here. That, of course, Joseph of Arimathea, Yusuf, and Nicodemus are going to bring in order to basically bury Jesus. So I could definitely see that.
Now, do you want?
Trying to look to see if there's anything in particular that I can identify. I don't know. Can you guys see anything that you can identify? It definitely looks like some pretty expensive things in there. I'll make it big for you so you can see it a little bit better. Here we go. You can see in there, there's definitely some what looks to be like expensive gold and metals, along with some amphorae or clay pots, some different things to hold some different things. Could be incense, could be oils, could be really anything, but it looks like a nice cart. So my guess is definitely that this is Nicodemus and Yusuf here, kind of bringing this to bury Jesus. We've already seen some of those other things as well. And there's some more evidence for this as well. As we go through, we see some different people hanging out. Seeing if we can see any last little bits in this section here. Not that I can see. We've got Adam Drake dreaming of the day we finish season 6, day 50 of 86, which means they have 36 days left. Quite a while still, quite a while to go. Then here, similarly, we've got Sam Jenkins with Dallas Jenkins in the background, and they're setting up in Nicodemus's office. And then here we've got the man himself. We've got when it's 100 degrees on set and he's got his head in an ice chest here. Here's Eric Avari. This is the first time we have seen him in Texas. And so he's got his head in an ice chest to cool him down here. But this is the first time we've seen him in Texas. We know that he was in Italy. We've seen him in Italy several different times. But we see him here for the first time in Texas. And so showing that there. Moving on. We've got this scene here again with the Watcher, who is in this scene. Oop. Broke that. Did not mean to do that. Let's see. Bring that back up. We've got the Watcher here in the front. Then we've got a bunch of different people all throughout, including Yusuf, who's over there getting some last touch-up makeup or something over there as well. So again, closer to our conclusions that this has something to do with Nicodemus and Yusuf and all of them. My guess is that this is a scene between Yusuf, Nicodemus, and Matthias. Makes a lot of sense here to be the three of them as they are getting ready to help with whatever happens with Jesus, basically. Yeah. Then we've got another image here of one of the hairdressers, basically the hair designers for the show, along with Cassandra, who is the love interest of Chusa. Remember, he was having an affair with Cassandra while he's married to Joanna. And so this is Cassandra here. And then last but not least, this is kind of semi-related, but I saw that this was posted today. And so this is, of course, Jordan Ross saying, went a little too hard playing tag with my kids at an indoor playground, dove headfirst into a net wall thinking it was an opening, and ended up looking like Marv from Home Alone. Doesn't look like he's too badly injured, but definitely some scrapes and bruises and some blood, which will be covered up probably not too bad with makeup and stuff once he goes back to filming. So not too bad, but hopefully he's okay. That I'm sure hurt pretty bad. So not fun at all. And that is what we'll end with here for our BTS update. Not anything too crazy. Definitely praying for Dallas and his injury and for his daughter's wedding coming up for sure. Hopefully all of that is settled. We also got Nicodemus and the Watcher back in Texas doing some more filming over there, and some interesting stuff coming up for sure. In terms of some new characters, looks like we're getting more behind the scenes characters from the Pharisee religious leader Persuasion. So interested to see what you guys have to say there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.